Last night I read two incredible stories about apparitions of angels out of Father Paul O'Sullivan's book, All About the Angels. I just had to share them with you. You want to come up? I mean, you can. The first is about a young man who sold his soul to the devil, and the second is about an apparition of a guardian angel in Pennsylvania.
The Catholic Men's Podcast, helping you find good works of literature for the Catholic gentleman.
Story 1. The Man Who Sold His Soul to the Devil. Luís de Souza, a Dominican, one of the foremost Portuguese writers, gives us the story of the conversion of the celebrated Frei Gil, or Egidius of Santarém, by his angel guardian. Egidius was a man of noble birth and of a devout Christian family. He himself, unfortunately, took to the study of the black arts and went to Paris in order to facilitate this study. On his way, he was induced to sell his soul to the devil in exchange for great learning. This he did by a written bond. One night, when working in his laboratory, a young man mounted on a horse dashed into the chamber and, sternly rebuking him, ordered him to desist at once from his diabolical practices. Egidius was terrified and at once obeyed. Some time after, he was again tempted by the devil, who persuaded him that this vision was merely the effect of an overheated imagination, and he resumed his dark studies. The horseman once more appeared, and, standing over him, struck him with his lance, leaving a mark on his chest, and in a voice of anger, such as he had never heard before, commanded him to renounce these hellish arts at once and forever. Egidius, moved by this second apparition to the very depths of his soul, not only abandoned his evil ways, but did salutary penance. He returned to Portugal, where he joined the Dominican order, in which he attained great sanctity. The same chronicler cites another example of angelic visitation. One of the fathers, eminent for holiness, by name Father Lawrence, was accosted one day when making a journey on foot by an angel who presented him with a box of relics which he had brought from a distant town recently taken by the Saracens, and which he wished to save from desecration. These relics were, for many centuries, venerated in the church of Guimarães in the north of Portugal. Story 2. Michael's Guardian Angel. The following interesting fact bears, as our readers will see for themselves, the impress of truth. It happened some 30 years ago, but the account has been reprinted several times with the personal guarantee of those who were actually present at the time of the occurrence. In a small town in Pennsylvania, the parish priest, with the help of some nuns, was preparing the boys and girls of the parish for confirmation. On the eve of the ceremony, the children were taken to the church to make their confessions. One of the sisters in attendance got annoyed at what she considered the unusual giddiness of the children. She noticed them whispering to each other and looking all in one direction, apparently at one of their companions, a little boy of 10 or 12 years of age. She bade them be recollected. On returning to the school after the confessions were over, she again reminded them that in church they must refrain from talking and whispering to each other. To her amazement, the children told her that they had seen an angel and were quite surprised that she had not seen him too. The tone of innocence and sincerity, and at the same time the unanimity with which all positively asserted that they had seen the angel, impressed the good nun. In fact, there seemed to be no possible doubt of what they affirmed. However, to make things still more certain and clear, she called them aside separately, and diligently questioned each one as to exactly what he or she had seen when they first saw the angel, where and what was he like. Once more, the children described, each separately, exactly what they had seen, and with perfect agreement as to the details. One of their number, Michael, who was an excellent lad, had gone in his turn to confession. On leaving the confessional, the children, one and all, saw a beautiful angel, spotlessly white and radiantly beautiful, accompanying Michael, first to the altar where he knelt, and then to his place in the benches. The angel had its wings outstretched, and had an expression of tender love as it looked at Michael. At once the children, taken by surprise, whispered, "Look, look! Oh, how lovely!" The nun, more than ever convinced of the truth of what the children had told her, hastened to lay the facts before the priests. These discussed the matter among themselves, and then, without awakening the suspicions of the children, proceeded also to question them. They, in their turn, were deeply impressed and saw no reason for doubting what the children stated so firmly. His lordship the bishop arrived in the course of the evening, and the priests gave him a full account of this consoling incident. He also wished to have first-hand evidence, and once more the children unwaveringly narrated to his lordship all the facts as before. The bishop, the priests, and the nuns were convinced that Michael's angel guardian had indeed manifested his presence. So that's just a sample of some of the stories you can get out of this excellent book. I highly recommend it. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you'd like to hear more stories like this one, just click on the playlist above me here. God bless you, and Our Lady keep you.